Now, the sudden dismissal of the involuntary manslaughter case against Alec Baldwin, we are hearing from the special prosecutor who quit the case. Mola Lange is at the courthouse in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Good morning, Mola.
Well, good morning, George. Yeah, the judge dismissing the case against Baldwin with prejudice, meaning the state cannot refile these involuntary manslaughter charges against Baldwin.
This is the moment actor Alec Baldwin, charged with involuntary manslaughter, learned he was a free man.
The defense is not in a position to test the state's theory as to the source of the live rounds that killed Ms. Hutchins.
Covering his mouth in disbelief as the judge read her decision.
Your motion to dismiss with prejudice is granted.
Sobbing and hugging his wife, Eladia. He faced up to 18 months in prison if convicted in the shooting death of Rust cinematographer Halyna Hutchins. The judge ruling to dismiss his case after learning potentially key evidence was withheld by prosecutors.
They buried it. They put it under a different case with a different number.
And this morning, we're hearing from one of the special prosecutors, Erlinda Ocampo Johnson, telling ABC News about why she abruptly resigned from the case over that withheld evidence brought to the judge's attention by Baldwin's attorneys at a hearing on Friday. Johnson leaving just hours before the judge's decision to dismiss the case.
I don't believe it was intentional. I think it was just unfortunate that this evidence was deemed to not be relevant. When I saw the bullets come out, I noticed that 3 of them resembled the ammunition that was found on the set of Rust. My thinking was this should have been turned over.
Those bullets turned into New Mexico investigators earlier this year, the defense saying they could be from the same batch that killed Halyna Hutchins. The lead detective with the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office taking the stand asked if prosecutor Carrie Morrissey was involved in the decision not to enter that ammo into evidence.
Was Ms. Morrissey part of that discussion?
Yes.
Then taking the stand as her own witness.
I was not aware at that point in time that a doc report would not have the same case number as Rust. I was not aware at that point in time that it would not be linked to the Rust case number.
The prosecutors owe a duty to the defendant to ensure that all the cards are on the table and that a litigation is done fairly.
Well, Baldwin breaking his silence, thanking his supporters, writing on social media, in part, to all of you, you will never know how much I appreciate your kindness toward my family. Meanwhile, the Hutchins family releasing a statement as well, saying, we look forward to presenting all evidence to a jury and holding Baldwin accountable. Still, guys.
Okay, Mola, thanks very much. It's been our chief legal analyst, Dan Abrams. Dan, boy, the judge acted swiftly and decisively. Was the decision that clear-cut?
It was a stunning move here. The judge did not have to dismiss the case based on this. There are other potential remedies that the judge can use. The judge could have said certain evidence will be excluded from the case. Prosecutors can be sanctioned in some way. But the fact that the case was dismissed, to me, says that the judge had some broader concerns about the case. I mean, think about it this way. If this had been a premeditated murder case, right, and there was an enormous amount of evidence against the defendant, would the judge have dismissed the case for this violation? I don't think so. So I think that the judge incorporated other concerns about this case in saying, you know what, this case has been a mess from day one, and as a result, I'm going to dismiss it, although that's not what she said.
But could there be an investigation into misconduct by the prosecutor?
There could be. And certainly the Baldwin team wants, look, the Baldwin team has been furious at these prosecutors now for months. There may be a civil lawsuit in connection with that. We shall see. It's tough to sue prosecutors. But the question becomes, how did this happen? Why did this happen? And that is why I think the lead prosecutor wanted to take the stand, was to defend herself and to say, look, you may think this was bad or wrong, but it certainly wasn't done on purpose by me.
Of course, the armorer's attorneys, now they want her case dismissed. Any chance of that happening?
See, I think she's the most interesting thing here, right? Because this piece of ammunition, the question of how did the ammunition get on the set and how were these ammunition filed, et cetera, isn't that relevant to Alec Baldwin's case? And yet his case has been dismissed. To her case, it's incredibly relevant. Her case was all about how did this ammo get on the set? Who was responsible for it? So I've got to believe you're going to dismiss Alec Baldwin's case and you're not going to dismiss hers as tough. Now, the response to that would be, well, this was for actions that were taken after her case was over. Yes, that's true, but If you're going to say that this was such a fundamental violation, I don't see how it impacts her case, because remember, Alec Baldwin's defense was with regard to what he was supposed to do on the set as an actor. It wasn't about how the bullets got there. For her case, that was the key question.
You mentioned the possibility of a civil lawsuit. Can Baldwin sue?
Sure, he can try to sue. I think he may sue. Whether he wins is a separate question, right? Because it is really tough to sue prosecutors and win a case. And remember, Alec Baldwin is now facing his own civil lawsuits. You heard there the family saying we're still looking forward to laying the evidence out. They're talking about in a civil lawsuit against Alec Baldwin. So that's another factor for him in considering whether to file his own civil lawsuit.
Dan Abrams, thank you as always.